Tonight at 10, prices are rising at the fastest rate for 40 years. The Chancellor warns of tough times ahead. By far the greatest part of the rise is down to more expensive gas and electricity. Addressing business leaders tonight, the Chancellor did not rule out taking further action to help.
The next few months will be tough. But where we can act, we will.
We'll be reporting on the plight of farmers who warn that food prices will need to rise to cover their costs. We'll have the latest on the Chancellor's speech to business leaders as Labour calls again for an emergency budget. Also tonight, a warning that extreme heat waves in southern Asia are 100 times more likely because of climate change. In Ukraine, a Russian soldier pleads guilty to killing an unarmed civilian in the first war crimes trial of the conflict.
Slip from Tutan, a rebound!
And a thrilling night in Seville. Rangers took the lead, but the Europa League final heads for extra time.
And coming up in the sport on the BBC News Channel, England ring the changes, but familiar faces James Anderson and Stuart Broad are back in the squad for the Test series against New Zealand.
Good evening. Households and businesses have been warned that the coming months will be tough, with the poorest households being hit hardest by the steep rise in energy bills. It was revealed today that prices are rising at the fastest rate for 40 years. Inflation in the UK jumped to 9% in April. That is up from 7% in March. And the jump came as millions of people saw an unprecedented increase in gas and electricity costs last month. Labour today called again for an emergency budget to help people who are struggling with costs. Boris Johnson has promised to look at all the measures needed, but the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, warned it wasn't possible to protect people completely from what he called global challenges. Our economics editor, Faisal Islam, has more details.